everyone, welcome to Force Galaxy. Hope you are doing good. So today in this video we will going to discuss about the difference between future method and the queuable apex. In the previous video we discussed about the each topic like future method, schedule apex, what are batch apex. If you are preparing for the interviews, how you can explain or what are the points you should cover. So all those things we cover in the previous videos. If you haven't checked yet, you can check, or if you are looking to take an overview for these concepts, you can check the previous videos. Now today we will going to discuss the difference between future and the queuable epics. This is the most popular question also in the interviews. So let's start with the video. So now let's start with the topic, the difference between or comparison or the use cases, when to use which one, or what are the benefits we are having of in queuable epics over the future methods. So here future and queuable are the Salesforce way of saying don't worry, I will handle this task in the background while you focus on the user. Okay, why? Because these are the asynchronous process which will not going to interrupt any user action. They can continue on the other processes while they will continue in executing in the backend. Okay, so here both are used for the asynchronous processing. They all are having their own superpower. So let's see one by one what are the benefits or when to use which one. When we talk about the future method, so here no chaining is allowed in the future method, but queuable epics will going to support the chaining. Okay, this is the one of the benefit we are having which is available in the queuable but not in the future method. When it comes to the monitoring, again in the future method monitoring is not possible because it does not return you any kind of job id. If you are not having any job id, then how you will going to track whether or what is the status of my method, or that is the future method, either it is processed or it is failed or it is completed. So all these things we cannot track, but the same thing is possible in the queuable epics, because here we used to have the job id which is returned at the time of execution, using which you can be able to track its status. Complexity, whenever it comes to execute the simple logic, then you can take help of these future methods and that logic you want to execute asynchronously. But when it comes to the complex logic, like future methods cannot be able to handle, it's a large amount of data we are having, then you will going to take help of queuable epics in such scenarios. The parameters, only primitive data types or the collections you can pass as a parameter in the future method, but in case of queuable epics you can pass the custom objects also. So future method basically does not support any non-primitive data type like the account or any custom objects you cannot pass, or list of s objects you cannot pass as a parameters. But in case of queuable, this is now supported. In case of debugging, it's hard to debug, it's easy to debug. Why it's hard to debug? Because we are not having any kind of job id here to track what is the status, whether it is failed, and you need to go through to each debug log to check what is the status or where is my future method when it is executed, because we are also not able to track the execution. It's used to execute whenever the resources available to it. It can be in after few milliseconds or at the same time, completely depends upon the future method resources. But in case of queuable epics, you can be able to debug the same logic with the help of the IDs or the resources which is returned by the queuable epics when it is executed. So if you need something simple and lightweight, a future method is best. But in case of complex scenarios, yes, queuable epics is your go-to. Now, why is debugging a future method like searching for your socks in a dark room? So why it's so difficult? Why you cannot debug your future methods easily? Okay, so here are few of the these points we are having. So no Apex jobs visibility. You can't track if it's still running or it is failed. It's like it went into a black hole. So you do not know whether it's completed or not. In case of Queable Apex, you get to know with the help of job ID. Okay, it is now completed. I can check all the logs where the logic run perfectly or where something is wrong when. So all these things you can track, but in case of future method it is not possible. Logs are over all the place and you have to guess which one belongs to your method. So this is the same thing which I discussed earlier. So many logs will be there and in each log you need to go and check where is your future method. So Sherlock Holmes can enjoy this finding all these things, but not us. So now let's come to the Quibble Apex. On the other hand, is like that one friend who always pick up your call. It's right there in Apex jobs with the logs and even a job ID you can track. So this is the important thing we are having. The asynchronous process which returns the job ID are the one which will help you or which makes your debugging more simpler. Okay, so debugging becomes way easier here. Now let's talk about some of the use cases. Future method, imagine you update a record and an external API need to be notified. Basically, when you want to make a call outs based on some insert, update or creation of a record, then you can take help of a trigger, and from trigger you can make this call out with the help of future methods. A future method is a perfect here. So this is the most popular scenario when it comes to make the call outs from the trigger. We mainly use this future methods only. Now next comes here in case of Queable Apex. Now suppose you need to process thousands of records in the background. Queable Apex allow you to handle this efficiently and even help you to chain your jobs, which is not possible in the future method. So if you are having like suppose more than 50,000 of records, you can easily able to manage this complexity of the logic with large number of data set with the help of Queable Apex. And if you need any result from the previous execution to be there in the current execution also, you can do this with the help of chaining. So chaining is also possible in the help of, in the Queable Apex. So few records you run in one of the first job, then with the help of chaining you use the result and you perform the same thing in the next left out records. So all these things will be helpful with the help of Queable Apex. So what's the deal with the large data? Now future methods can handle up to 50 calls per transaction. So within a transaction, 50 future method calls can be done and does not support the complex object. So only the primitive data types needs to be there. If you want something from the complex objects or in from the objects, you need to take help of SQL queries in such cases. Now Queable Apex can chain up to 50 jobs. One Queable Apex calling another Queable Apex calling another Queable Apex, up to 50 jobs you can chain in this. So you can see the complexity, how complex data can be managed with the help of this Queable Apex, but the same cannot be done with the help of Queable Apex. Handles up to 50 million records when used with database.query locator. So you know that this database.getQuery locator we use in the batch Apex, which help you to retrieve up to 50 million records, right? Same thing you can do with the help of Queable Apex also, or you can call your batch Apex also from Queable, so which will going to help you to process up to 50 million records. So here the future methods cannot do this, but with the help of Queable Apex you can do so. Now the next for bulk operation or the dependent task, Queable Apex will going to win. So next time whenever the scenarios come, now hope you will be able to guess what to use, either the future methods or the Queable Apex. So hope you like this video. If you have any queries, any suggestions, any topic you want me to explain or give a quick overview, you can let me know in the comment section. So thank you so much.